Hi Gemini, this is Becky and we are here for your February 15th, 2018 eclipse reading. Now, we are going to be having an eclipse on Thursday, February 15th. Well, at least in the Western Hemisphere, in the Northern Hemisphere, over here in the West, in the United States where I am at. And I don't know exactly the time of day, but I believe it's in the afternoon. But it may be different, of course, if you're ahead of us or behind us here. So just check with your local time to make sure you know when it's occurring. But for us here in the Northern Hemisphere in the United States, it's going to be occurring on February 15, and it will be very powerful. It is a partial solar eclipse. And for you, Gemini, this eclipse is going to be really triggering your 9th house on your solar chart. Now, we're not talking about natal charts. We're talking about, whoops, sorry about that. I just hit the camera. We're talking about solar charts. And by your solar chart, we can say that the 9th house is the house of travel, international travel, long distance, international travel, higher learning, higher education, whether it be university or some other course that is beyond the basic study period. Maybe just studying something on your own. It has to do with your ethics, morals, any kind of spiritual paradigms that you follow. Sometimes it can even refer to religion, whatever religion it is that you might ascribe to. Now, what's going to happen is this 9th house is going to be pinging across the sky back to the 3rd. Now, you recall last month on January 31st, we had an eclipse in Leo. It was a lunar eclipse in Leo. And last month, it was affecting you in your 3rd house of communication. And sure enough, this eclipse, it's coming up in Aquarius, I should say. It's 27 degrees of Aquarius. So this eclipse, it's coming up in Aquarius, is actually, yes, sitting on your 9th house, but reaching across the sky and pinging back and forth between the 9th and the 3rd. So you may have an influence or sort of a revisitation, as it were, with some of the issues that might have been triggered last time. And this time they're going to be seen and felt within the context of the 9th house. Okay. So let's get going. I have created the sacred space here, and we are just about ready to get going. Now, I have here our trusty Rider-Waite deck, which is the basic classic deck for the tarot. We have here Romance Angels Oracle cards, and we also have our messages from the Angels Oracle cards. Now, I don't have a candle this time because the feng shui, which is the ancient Chinese tradition of energy patterns that may flow through your home environment or your work environment, they change every year, and you're supposed to put out all of your feng shui cures and enhancers on February 4th, which I did. And so it says in this year, the new year in the Chinese calendar begins very soon, the year of the dog. And in this particular year, the north sector of your house should not have any open flame in the way of a candle burning or a fireplace burning, whatever that is. So check the north sector of your house. Stand in the middle of your house and figure out where the north sector is from the center point of the home, and you will be able to see that. And so for the next whole year, from February 4 of this year all the way to February 4 of 2019, that is the year we're talking about. It's a lunar calendar, and we will be not having open fire in the north sector. And if we do, then it can affect the energies in such a way that you would not be pleased with the results. We want to keep everything smooth and easy for this whole year as we go forward into 2018 and then just into the beginning of 2019. However, I do have my beautiful pink quartz crystal here. Gorgeous, gorgeous stone. I love it a lot. It symbolizes love, and that is the energy that it emits. So we will take that for sure. Okay, let's get started. I've already created the sacred space. Angels, we are here now, and we are reading for Gemini for the partial solar eclipse in Aquarius at 27 degrees as it affects their 9th house, Gemini's 9th house, pinging across the sky into the 3rd. And angels, what we would like to know for our Gemini friends out there is what is the general energy surrounding them as we go to the eclipse period and beyond. The general energy that this eclipse finds them in. The general energy. Okay. Angels, what might pop up for Gemini as this eclipse approaches? And is 2 things are going to pop up? Just 1. Okay. Angels, what is your advice to Gemini about how best to deal with this, whatever it is that's going to pop up for them as a result of this eclipse energy for February 15, 2018? Eclipse energy. What is your advice, angels, to Gemini, to how to best deal with this? Advice, angels, advice. Advice to Gemini. I'm going to take 2 on that one. It wanted to come out. Okay, now, Gemini, keep in mind that the energy of this powerful partial solar eclipse in 27 degrees of Aquarius, is going to be a huge energy. It is going to be in play from this week on forward to at least 6 months and maybe even longer into 12 months for the whole energy cycle to play out. So whatever we're reading today, if it's not popping up for you on the 15th, then it could very well be coming up for you to deal with and learn from a little bit later on and even farther into 2018, perhaps even all the way to the end of the year. So let's turn over our cards and see what we have. Okay, so I'm going to just leave those like that. All right, and I'll show you the cards. Now we asked Spirit, you heard me ask, what is the general energy that is surrounding, not Gemini, yeah, it's Gemini, sorry Gemini, I almost called you a Cancerian, okay, that is surrounding Gemini as this eclipse dawns. The general energy we have is represented by the Page of Pentacles, which we'll talk about. Then we ask Spirit, what might pop up as Gemini approaches this eclipse? And we have the major arcana energy, called the Moon. Then I asked Spirit, how best can we deal with this? Can Gemini deal with what's going to pop up? And you had 2 cards that really wanted to come out equally. The first one is the King of Wands, and the second is the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, Gemini. Let me take a look. Okay. Now, let's consider this in the context of the 9th house, which we said was international travel, morals and ethics, belief systems. All right. So what we've got here, and it could, we're going to read love too in this as well. So we've got here the Page of Pentacles. So what kind of energy is surrounding you? When we look at this card, Gemini, what we see here is this young man holding this pentacle, and he's offering it to somebody. Now, sometimes, if we're looking at this in the context of love, sometimes for me, this means an offer of an engagement. Because when I see a pentacle like this right here, to me, it always feels like a diamond. So if you are the person offering, this idea may have been playing in your mind for quite some time. And you may be thinking of actually purchasing a ring and offering it to someone. That may have been some energy that you've been entertaining in your mind over the past few months. And as we approach this eclipse, it may be crystallizing, or it may not. We'll see in just a minute, in your own mind. And it could also be that if you're not the one offering the pentacle, then it could be that someone is going to offer it to you. And it's truly an innocent offer, whatever it is. And being in the 9th house, it can also refer to spirituality, not just money, as it looks like, or not just jewels like diamonds and things like that. Not just that. It could be also a spiritual offering, so to speak. An offering, and I just heard the word a discovery and a willingness to discover a new ethos, a new system of beliefs that will take you further than you ever thought possible, further than you've ever been before. So if we go to the more intellectual side of the meaning of this, instead of just an engagement, it could be an offer to embrace a new way of thinking for you, an offer to embrace a new way of being in the world, because pentacles also symbolize earth energy. In fact, it could be even an offer to travel internationally. Now, I'm not seeing particularly a travel card, but what I am seeing is this page is a traveler. He does move across the land to bring his gifts or to bring his message. And it may be that this refers to a work offer for you, Gemini, whereby it's going to involve a relocation overseas into another country. Definitely. So it could be a lot of things. It's an either offer of work, which will bring you a pretty penny, we can say, a very good salary, and it may be in a location that's quite far from where you are now, and perhaps another culture, or it could be another just culture group that you're working within in the country you're located in now. It could be something like that. Or it could be an offer of an engagement. And I just heard it could be an offer of adventure too. Adventure on all fronts. But it's definitely something that is going to be offered to you, or you will offer it to someone else. Now, let's look at what's going with that. Okay, now what could pop up? What could pop up for you as this offer comes in is a bit of a mystery that's going to crop up. It's kind of a situation where something is offered, something comes in one of those areas we just discussed, and you can't quite see clearly your way to know if it's an offer you want or not. Because we have the moon. And what's going to crop up as a result of this eclipse in that 9th house, and maybe pinging into the 3rd, which is communication, is this moon. The moon is a card of mystery. It's a card of intuition. Sometimes it's a card of unclearness, if I want to put it that way. It's not being able to get clear about something. It can be confusion, yes. It can be even a misrepresentation. If this offer comes in, and it will, something will, for certain. Something will come in or come your way, or you're going to be offering. It may be after that there's a bit of uncertainty, not seeing clearly, a little bit of unclear communication. It's dark, it's fuzzy, it's not clear. Whatever it is sort of murky and mysterious in a way. In fact, I just heard some of you may be moving or traveling for work to a place that has a lot of mystery. And I was drawn to these two pillars. Spirit was just pointing me into these two pillars. And frankly, I've never really noticed them before until now. The first thing that came into my mind was something like Stonehenge, or an ancient city with walls, and this is the gateway. But it also can be a gateway, there's water back in there, a gateway into your intuition and inner knowing. So if an offer comes in, you want to analyze it and make sure that it is as it appears, that there's no illusion about whatever this is. There's no illusion. It's clear, you've thought about it, you've thought it through, and not only that, the moon is intuition. You have to go and use your intuition because you will not see clearly. You will not be able to see everything clearly just yet, but it will become clear later. This being in that 9th house and 3rd house, there is an issue. There could be an issue, maybe not necessarily, with the communication process from this page to you, or from you being the page to someone else. There's going to be something that's not clear. And you're being advised to keep an eye out open for it. Use your intuition to guide you if this kind of confusion, or not just confusion, but this kind of blurriness, or you're not sure how you feel. Use your intuition to discern how you feel. And also keep in mind, it could be definitely an offer to some place that's very mysterious, traditionally mysterious. What are some mysterious places on the globe? Well, we all have heard of Machu Picchu. We've, of course, heard of Stonehenge. We've heard, obviously, of Egypt and the Egyptian pyramids, and a lot of very other exotic places, the Great Wall of China. These are ancient cities all over the globe, really. So you want to keep in mind that this offer may have something to do with traveling to this mysterious, traditionally thought of as a mysterious location, with a lot of spirituality, with a lot of what is the word I want? This is actually a feminine energy. So it could be a place that in the distant past was a very spiritual location. And it may even be ancient Greece, a place like ancient Greece. We have the temple at Delphi where the priestesses, the women who were the priestesses of Apollo, resided and read oracles for people. So there is an offer. It may not be clear, or it may require traveling to a location that's not quite clear, but you're being told to use your intuition with this mysterious thing. And in the advice, we have the King of Wands. Okay, and I just heard this is an advisor to you, Gemini. Or this could be your energy. This could be your energy, but I'm not feeling that. What I'm feeling is this is another person, not you. So the advice from Spirit, which is this card here, on how best to handle this situation that's confusing you and unclear and even a little bit mysterious, consult someone else. Consult someone else. Because the other energy that you're being advised about is this. And honestly, these look like two different people. Okay, I just heard some of you will not be offered the money that you need to make this move to this other location, which seems to be far away from where you are now. Some of you, this king may advise you in a lot of different ways, but one piece of advice he may give you is that someone involved in this offer, in the situation that's being offered, may not give you the money that you think you deserve or the money that you were hoping to receive. Okay, or in love, if an offer of engagement is made, the person who receives that offer, we could look at it two ways. They may grab onto it and hold on to it tightly, or they may be so closed off in their heart space that there's no way to hold this coin that's being offered to them, but because they're clutching too tightly to protect themselves. They're kind of walled up. The wall isn't clear around them, but there is a wall because they're totally closed off every which way from receiving any kind of offer. So in love, the advice is to become more like the King of Wands and become more open to love. This King of Wands is a passionate king. He's all about passion and ardent love. He is a passionate lover. So if there is an offer coming from you to another person, they may grab onto it ardently, with great ardency. Is that a word? I don't think it is. I don't even know where it came from. But they may grab onto your offer, yes, or they may say they can't. They just can't because they're already filled up, so to speak, and closed off. In this case, the advice is, if it's you that's closed off to an offer that may come in, consult somebody. Consult a wise counsel, someone who has more experience than you in this area. Because this man, I know for sure it's not you. I just feel like it's not you. It's not you, Gemini. Now, you are an air sign, Gemini, and you tend to pair very well with fire sign people. This is a fire sign person, and it could be male or female, it just depends. It doesn't matter in the general readings. If you're making the offer to this person who is a fire sign, which can be Sagittarius, Leo, and what's the other one? Aries. It could be. It doesn't have to be. If you are making this offer, despite being unsure of the result, if you are making an offer to this man, he is, or woman, he or she is definitely looking towards you, and they appear to be open to receive it. But this card here is also advising what's the word I want? This card is also advising you that if you're feeling closed off, and you don't make the offer, or this person is feeling closed off and won't accept your offer, whichever way, whoever is closed off in this is clutching tightly because you feel like something's going to be taken away. So if it's you making the offer, they're advising to be open yourself as you offer to this fire sign. If it's the other person that's making the offer to you, you're being advised to not do this, which is to close yourself off, but to this, be open to receive. But if it's work, remember, this may not be the salary you want, because it looks like another person is kind of holding on to the money and not necessarily being willing to part with it. So if that job offer comes in, you really do need to get to the bottom of it to find out what the nitty-gritty is. And this could be the person in charge, the person you interview with, the new supervisor, the new owner, whatever it is. So you may have to have a meeting with this person and get to the bottom of the salary issue if this pertains to work, which it could, but the communication is very important. And right here we've got the moon separating these two. If this is you and this is the other person involved in the situation, the moon is obscuring clear communication. So there's a warning that you want to get to the bottom of whatever this is that's not being either given to you or promised to you or told to you. Okay? Especially if this involves a big move, which it could. Let me see what else I'm getting. Well, I just heard that if you approach this man, if you're the one or woman approaching, if you're the page and you're approaching, they are open to hearing what you have to say. They're open to hearing what you have to say. They're not closed off, they're open to hearing it. So now we have to decide, why is this coming up? Okay, they're open to listening, but they might not be open to providing the payment and salary that you require. They're open to listening. They may not be open to accepting your offer just now, but I just heard, if they do not accept your offer, hold on and wait, because as time passes, the full moon is going to eventually illuminate everything here because it's pretty dark now. But more information is going to come in. And if you are going to receive an offer, then this may be your energy in that moment, and you're definitely open to hearing it, but you're going to have to think about it. You're going to have to think about it, whether it's love, whether it's an offer of love or engagement, or whether it's an offer of a job. You're going to have to think about it because, yeah, you want to hear the details, but you don't have all the details right now, but you're open to listening to this offer. But at the same time, you're going to have to sit and think about it. And you would be wise to sit and think about it and ask a lot of questions. Ask a lot of questions if you don't know exactly what they mean or what is being promised to you or what the offer entails. Yeah, communication is vital. So communication is vital. Let's see what the romance angels want to say, Gemini. I feel like this reading is going on too long, so I need to get down to brass tacks with the romance angels. Okay, so remember now, this could be love too, so let's take a look. Romance angels, we're sitting here with Gemini, and we want to know about this eclipse that's coming up in their 9th house of travel. Any advice, romance angels, about that? Any advice, romance angels, for Gemini? There it is. Thank you, angels. Oh, wow, look at that. Okay, this helps clear up quite a bit, Gemini. What the card says is soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. That's funny because we were talking about ancient Greece, and there's like a Grecian temple or Roman temple over there. So whoever this person is, it's usually the person who just popped into your mind when we saw this card. Who is that person? Do you have a person that popped up into your mind? Or is it just an idea of your perfect mate? Whatever it is, the romance angels are coming in to say, Gemini, that even though you feel the moon card as confusion or inability to see clearly your way to making a decision about this offer, the romance angels are saying for a lot of you, I just saw 75%, the person that is offering something to you or the person you want to offer something to is indeed one of your soul mates. We have many. as we come onto this planet, a soul group, as it were. So if this particular person turns out that you've got to sit and think about the offer, and maybe you're not really wanting to proceed just now, that's okay. This is a soulmate. If you decide against the offer, the soulmate is just one of many. And the universe always has others standing by. But it's up to you. And yes, that's why you're feeling this urge to make that offer or receive that offer, because it is indeed someone who has come here, incarnated on planet Earth with you, and they're part of that soul group. Okay? So that really sheds some light on why you're feeling, what you're feeling, because it is someone who you know deeply on a soul level already. You know them on a soul level already. Now, what you do here is always up to you. Okay? It doesn't mean they're the only soulmate. Just keep that in mind. It just means they're one of many. All right? In your soul group and soul family. Angels, we would like another message for Gemini to round out the reading for them for this eclipse coming up in Aquarius. Angels, what message do you have for our Gemini friends as we get ready to... that one. Wow, Gemini, you got 2 again. How about that? Gemini, sign of 2. The first message is this. It's the angel Crystal, and she says, have faith and hope, because there is something positive and new on the horizon that you cannot see yet. Wow. Gemini, I love this. Remember we said an offer of something new, but you can't see clearly yet. You can't see it clearly. There's some confusion. And that's exactly what this angel is telling you. And she's saying, have faith, Gemini. Have faith and hope, because whatever it is, it's positive that's coming your way as a result of this eclipse. And it's just on the horizon, and you just can't see it yet. You just can't see it yet. It's still obscured, but it's on its way. Very well could be this. Okay? Let's see what the other message is. In Gemini, the other message is the angel Serena, and she says, I am the angel of abundance. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. Again, 2 cards asking you, Gemini, to have faith. Have faith. Now, this is exactly what we were talking about here when we said the offer of money may not be what you expect. But Serena, the angel Serena, is here to say you will receive the money that you need. And the way that's going to happen is in God's hands. Okay, so have faith. That's what you need to do. Just hold the space for this abundance to come to you. And the money you need to be offered, if you're one of the Geminis who are looking at this as a job or career situation, just know that the money will be there, the money that you need. Okay? So there's 2 ways this can go. Of course, love and money. All right. That's it, Gemini. I want to thank you for joining me. I really enjoyed your reading. It was quite interesting, the polarity there between the business and the job offer and then the soulmate. Very interesting reading. I hope it's helped you, and I look forward to seeing you soon again. I'm going to be coming back with our March reading. So until I see you, bye-bye.